Shalom. All praise to the Most High, unification to the nation. This video is going to be relatively cringy because this is a pertinent topic that I really want to discuss. It is something that I wanted to talk about for a while, but I didn't really get to it. But since I've been like a rabbit making videos, I thought, well, let me talk about this. So when Kobe Bryant, when he, died in his ritualistic self-sacrifice, to be immortalized as a god a month or two ago, I noticed how people responded to his death, especially so-called Black American women. My sister, not my sister, I'm sorry. Someone hit me up. I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was a boy or a girl, but they hit me up and they were, showing me screenshots and videos about, how women were like, well, see, well, that's what happens when you marry outside your race, and, you want to marry a dog and all this racist nonsense. I don't talk about other people's wives and who they marry. I don't. But even so, this person who he married is a so-called Mexican. Whether you think the Mexicans are Israelites or not, you can't tell me that they're not among them. His wife does not look like a typical so-called Gentile person. She has Negroid features, whatever that means. But, she looks, if she was darker and had woolly hair, she could easily be confused for a Black American. Easily. But because she has a different tone of skin and different texture of hair, then she's just all of a sudden so much more different. None of it makes sense to me. But we have to get into a little bit of the psychology, because I need to shed light on this, because a lot of this nonsense has made its way into the Hebrew Israelite movement, and I have some comments to make regarding it. I know I speak on a lot, but I need to formally address it, because this is a plague, and I'm going to address it. So let's play some of this video.
Interesting, because I do see a lot of Black women who are, again, with this like faux sympathy. Like, it's just so easy to get Black women emotionally worked up over stuff. So, oh, Kobe, oh, this or that. And I'm just thinking, like, he really didn't give a fuck about Black women. So I was actually kind of surprised that, there was all these posts flying up on social media.
So now I'm not going, like, I try to be objective whenever I analyze a situation. I try to be fair. I do think that people definitely jump on things when so-called celebrities die. They all want to feel bad for them. It's really idiotic. I don't care who dies and who lives. All that's in the hands of the Most High. I don't feel sad or happy for anyone, whether they're wicked or righteous, because I know that through the Most High, you are going to get your just desserts. If I know that you were a wicked person like Kobe Bryant, 99% was, I feel sympathy that it had to end like that for him, because where he's going next is not anywhere nice. But other than that, I don't care. Right? I don't care. However, look at what this person insinuated. She said, "Oh, black, so-called Black women, whatever the hell that means." But she said, "Well, Black women, they feel so bad." And I don't get it, because she's insinuating that so-called Black women shouldn't feel bad for Kobe Bryant's death because he married a Mexican or a non-Black person. Like, what type of demented, twisted mindset is that? I don't care about you because you married someone else. You know, it's really demented as that being the reason. If you don't care, let it be for a reasonable reason, but do not let it be out of jealousy. You know, don't do that because it's not becoming of you as a person. But I don't expect much from someone who is not in the truth, who does not care about the Most High. I don't expect much. So, but here's the thing. Why do I see the same behavior from people in the Hebrew Israelite movement? People, they love to give themselves titles as, well, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, or I'm a sister. No, you're not. You have to prove that. Let other people call you righteous. Do not call yourself righteous. Do not call yourself humble. Don't call yourself good. Don't call yourself evil. Just say, hey, I try to be. That's how you actually execute humility. Knowing what you don't know is humility. And not knowing what you don't know is also humility. But when you act like a know-it-all, for either side, oh, I know that I don't know this, or I know that I know this, how is that humility? And people are still using this term black and Negro, these terms that were given to us by our landlords, the people who came in and stole everything, and you're still using these goddamn terms. It makes no sense to me. And people are so attached to these terms. But again, I expect people like her to be attached because she does not know what many of you guys know. You guys are supposed to know that all the nations on the earth, it depends on nationhood, and it depends on the paternal lineage, aka the lineage of the man. That's what determines your nation. It has nothing to do with the woman. Otherwise, the Israelites would not be called the Israelites. All these nations are named after their patriarchs, their men. None of them are named after the women. None of them. And it says in other books, it tells you that. It tells you flat out. It says it in the scriptures without saying it, but it flat out says it in like Doctrines and Covenants. When I gather the seed of your forefathers. You know? But you guys are supposed to know this. This is simple for a Hebrew Israelite, yet you're still clinging on to this black and Negro and all this nonsense. And we're going to get to the crux of why you do it. She says it. She says it in her speech why you guys do it.
Like I said, I think it's interesting how people are quick to mourn celebrities just based on the fact that they're on national television or international television.
I agree. But why are you saying that?
And it's like nobody really looks at the things that the people do. It's just all like, oh, this person was a celebrity and, they dribbled the ball well. So, I feel so bad about, just what happened and yada, yada, yada. And, my thing is a lot of people are just wasting time with this faux sympathy type of thing. And, I think it's all bullshit. I think a lot of the people are supposed to know, RP, not everybody, but I do think a good number of people are like, it's all bullshit to me. Now, another thing that I wanted to stress was, because this is the stuff that people don't think about. This is the stuff that people want to sweep under the rug. People like sweeping bullshit under the rug, especially, this man was accused of rape back in 2004. So I'm like, and of course, these celebrities have enough money to pay people off and, to get stuff taken off. So that's another thing. He definitely, regarding the spiritual and the natural aspect of it, he did not.
Now listen to this. Listen to this. I'm gonna go back a bit. Listen to what she says.
Regarding the spiritual and the natural aspect of it. He did not understand the first law of nature, which is the law of self-preservation. And we can see that by looking at
The law of nature. Where do we have law of nature in the scriptures? See, you're following a whole different rule book, honey. Following a whole different rule book. I follow the scriptures. I follow my forefather, the power of my forefathers. Who are you following? You're following the laws of nature. And you're talking about self-preservation. For you to self-preservate, you need to have a self. Your self is black people. You're using classifications that were given to you. And you have all of this pride in these classifications that don't mean anything. There are people on the earth who are so-called black, who are much farther related to us than people who look totally different from us. But you don't understand that concept because you're a simpleton and you've been brainwashed by Babylon's confusion. Congratulations. And I'm not just talking about her. I'm really talking about the black-only Israelites. The Afrocentrist fools. That's what I'm talking about. I'm really not even talking about her. But she says a lot of the same things that, I see that they say. Like, I didn't even pull up this comment because I didn't feel like looking for it. But this person said, oh, I would never let my daughter marry a damn Hispanic. I would kill him and all this and that. I'm like, bro, you're supposed to be a righteous man of God. You're a fool. And we have to stop allowing people to give themselves these titles without having them prove it. They have to prove it with their actions, with their words, because whatever comes out of someone is who they actually are. I've learned that lesson, trust me.
his family. I wouldn't really say he...
Look.
And we can see that by looking at his family.
How nasty was that? We can see that by looking at his family. He doesn't care about black people. Just look at his family. What a nasty woman. When the scripture says that there's nothing worse than the wickedness of a woman, it means it. It truly does. Women have the capacity to be amazing. They truly do, but they also have the capacity to be just completely shameful. It's incredible. Their potential is very high, I must say, for either side.
I wouldn't really say he was an ally of indigenous women, of so-called black women in particular.
So she even knows that the black Americans, so-called black Americans, are indigenous to the Americas. She seems to know this. Yet, she's still pushing this Afrocentrist view of black people, of the black Americans. All this black. Like she's Huey P. Newton. I don't understand this.
And, these are most of the women that I see online expressing the sympathy for him. So it's quite interesting. Another thing, he was known to make colorist statements. Like he did make a statement to one athlete where he was like, you go to the hole like a light-skinned dude or whatever. Kind of like a mocking type of thing. So that's quite interesting, especially being that, well, you're with a light-skinned, woman or whatever. So why are you making...
Why does she keep bringing this up? Are you getting what this is? Because I'm about to tell you what this is. This is jealousy. She keeps bringing this up. I can understand if he talked about a dark-skinned person, that would be much more on topic with this whole thing. It doesn't matter what he said. He could have said, you went to the hole like a brown-skinned person. And she would have jumped on that. You went to the hole like a dark-skinned person. She would have jumped on that. You went to the hole like a light-skinned person. She would have jumped on that. Because it has nothing to do with that. This is called strawmanning. She's putting an argument out there when her real argument is, I'm jealous of the fact that Kobe Bryant picked someone who doesn't look like me. And by the way, this person does not look like a so-called typical black person. Send her ass back, send her ass to Africa and see if they don't think that she's half white or something. What what is she talking about? But this is not all the crazy that I have in store for you. I have some more crazy. Not yet, but just I want to also, actually, let me say this after. Let me get to the crazy. So, this person's channel is called Dark Skin TV. This is already cringy as hell. This whole video is cringy, bro. But it is what it is, man. Someone got to do this job. So, just before I play this video, I have to note, because I showed my sister this video a little bit. This person has an inferiority complex regarding her skin color. I don't think she realizes that it is not her skin color. If she's having some sort of issues, it has nothing to do with her skin color. Does she understand that some of the most beautiful women on earth from the Caribbean have her skin color? It's not about skin color. This woman, first of all, this color of lipstick does not look good on anyone, let alone dark-skinned women. She has awful skin. She has dry hair, dry skin, dark clothing. Dark clothing, it doesn't look good on dark-skinned women. It looks weird. Same way bright clothing looks weird on light-skinned people. You should wear things that contrast with your skin color. That's why I look better in dark clothing, because I'm a lighter skinned person. Darker skinned people look better in lighter clothing. They just do. You know, black women don't take care of themselves. This woman is not an unattractive person as far as physically. If she took care of herself, then she would look way better. But even then, she's not going to be anything. I'm still going to rate her a 0. Do you know why? Because if you don't have the Most High, if you're not a virtuous woman, you're a 0. Automatically, you're a 0. You're nothing. I don't care how good you look. I don't care if you look like Christina Milian. You're nothing. So you're going to see that her whole premise and her whole battle is for dark-skinned women. And I respect it, because I understand that, you know, darker-skinned people, they have it rough. You know, they certainly do. You know, dark-skinned women, they have it rough. Dark-skinned men even have it rough. If they're not some chiseled person with a six-pack, they do have it rough. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. You know, I can see that. But what is her solution? Her solution is, you know, we need to band together through blackness. It has nothing to do with that. You need to chase the Most High, and He will fulfill all your needs. But you don't want to chase the Most High, so I can't feel bad for you. I can't feel sympathy for you because you don't love the Most High. And I don't feel sympathy for anyone who isn't trying. You're not trying. So whatever happens to you happens. But let's play this video.
It's the world's first and only dark-skinned activist. I thought about going home to do this live, but one thing about it, when the spirit hits me to do something and to speak my mind, I'm a spur-of-the-moment type of person. Sometimes that works in my favor and sometimes it doesn't. Bottom line is, black women are not celebrating Kobe Bryant's death. My name is Rashida Strober, the world's first and only dark-skinned activist, creator, inventor, designer, architect of the very...
First of all, no, you're not the world's first. What are you talking about? People have been saying this for years. And this, you can already see the arrogance. Look, you can see the arrogance in her head movements, in her body, in her body language, in her countenance. Everything that spills out of her is arrogance and insecurity. That's already what it is. And you have a bunch of people in her chat that's just going to straight up lie to her the whole time. You don't want to live in delusions. You want to live in reality. I'll give you an example because, you know, You guys might get offended when I say this, but I don't care. Women, if you don't have a man to teach you, I don't trust you. And I'm talking about women. If you never had a man to teach you, I don't trust you. Flat out, I don't trust you. Because women inherently, they don't live in reality. They need a man to establish reality for them because they live in their own reality. They live in their own emotions. And life isn't about their emotions or your emotions. It's about reality. And it is very odd that I see the same behavior in the so-called Hebrew Israelite movement from men. They talk about, oh, like, you know, how could you deny our beautiful black chocolate sisters and all this cringy nonsense? Because in your reality, everyone denies your beautiful black chocolate sisters. In your reality, you need to be in the reality. And for you to be in the reality, you need to constantly change. You need to constantly construct your own reality based on what the world is. It's easy for you to stay in your own circle and stay in your own box and say, I'm the most oppressed person. We are the most oppressed person. My village is the most oppressed people. I did that video on the Israelites of Peru. You can't tell them that they aren't the most oppressed people on earth. They think that they are. Why? Because they only know themselves. They know themselves in contrast to everyone around them. And they're the most oppressed. Therefore, they're the most oppressed people on earth. They know nothing about so-called black people. You can't tell them that. They'll be like, what? Y'all got it good. You guys live in North America. You guys have running electricity and running water. What are you talking about? It's all about perspective. If you don't have perspective, you don't have reality, what do you have? You have delusions. That's what you have. You have this. That's what you have.
Platform in history created.
Oh, I was supposed to tell you a story. Never mind. It don't matter. I already proved my point.
To eradicate darkism and colorism. Wait a minute.
And first of all, you're not going to eradicate a damn thing. Listen, there is nothing wrong with having a preference. I want you to note this. People, they like contrast. That's how we were made. Have you noticed something? King David was a so-called light-skinned man, or a red bone. It's weird to call a man a red bone, but he was a red man. He was a light-skinned man. But Solomon was a dark-skinned man. How is that possible? Which one came first? Was it David or Solomon? Either way, someone had to mix with someone who was lighter or darker skinned. You know, either David had to marry a dark-skinned person and produce a dark-skinned son, or Solomon had to marry a light-skinned person and produce a light-skinned son. And Solomon himself liked light-skinned women because he was dark-skinned. Do you understand? People like things that are different from them. Not everyone, but some people do. Why are you getting on people because of that? You're a weirdo. The hell, did I just press something?
The first person to create a movement to eradicate skin tone discrimination, specifically dark skin discrimination. I call it darkism. Some other people might call it colorism, but I call it darkism. And I created the movement because I wanted to see fairness and I wanted to see justice, and I don't want to see dark-skinned people eliminated and eradicated from the face of the earth. I don't want to see that. Y'all can say whatever y'all want.
Now, because of her own experiences, she's latched her identity with dark-skinned people. It's not even black people anymore. It's dark-skinned black people. Because again, she's in her own reality. This is her perception of life. And her perception, all the people who are treated the worst are dark-skinned black people. Those are the people who are treated the worst. Why? Because she was treated like that, and people around her was treated like that. But you cannot eradicate everyone else's reality and perspective just because you have a perspective. And I thank the Most High for the trials that I've been put through, because he didn't have me only get picked on by one looking group of people. I got picked on by every damn body. I got picked on by dark skinned people. I got picked on by light skinned people. I got picked on by Puerto Ricans, by Mexicans. I got picked on by everyone. So I kind of understand where everyone's coming from. You know, when people say something good or bad about anyone, I understand. Because the Most High allowed me to have a strong sense of reality. But for you to be able to do that, you need to have self-awareness. You need to constantly look around you. You need to view from other people's perspectives. You need to be humble. All this takes humility. When you're in pride and arrogance, you're going to stay in your own reality. And you're going to think, I'm the most oppressed people.
I've heard people spew vicious lies about me already. I can't believe that's the part that's the most painful, the most saddest part is people lie on you. They come and they lie on you because they don't agree with your stance, or you may say something that is viewed as controversial, even though it's the truth. You know, people will still come and lie, and people have been lying on me. They've been,
you know, and I understand what she means, because I do see people who try to negate everything that anyone says just because they don't agree. You know, they might say one thing wrong and then they'll negate their whole argument. There are people like that. And they do that when it comes to so-called black people. They'll get one thing wrong and then they'll jump down their throats and say, "Oh, see you guys. Oh yeah, you guys just think you made everything, you did everything, and we was kangs and all this and that." You know, whatever. You know, it is what it is, man. I feel for her. I really do, because she's suffering from, you know, from some mental issues. She's suffering from insecurity. You know, and we all have issues. We all have been damaged in this society. But that doesn't mean that you can switch it over to other people to even things out. That's not how things are done. You don't switch it over to everyone else. That doesn't make any sense. This is why I don't do ad hom attacks. And shout out to Elder Ayuah and One Nation One Power, because, you know, they pretty much allowed me to see this. They edified me on this. Like I don't make fun of some people's appearance. You know, I don't judge people based on their appearance. You know, I just don't. Do I do it to a certain extent when it comes to generalities? Yes, I do. But I don't judge them on an individual level. I judge people by the spirit on an individual level. But on a general level, no, I honestly, I do. I judge people based on how they look. When it's person to person, no. I treat you like you treat me. I treat you like you're treating the Most High. That's all I care about. I don't care how you look. I don't care who your fathers are, because no matter who you think you are, you don't know who you are. I know a tree by its fruit.
lying on me, so I'm here to defend myself. That's really what I'm here to do, because I am a black woman. I'm a dark-skinned black woman, and that's not going to change. I'm not out here trying to bleach my skin. I apologize, y'all, for this bad camera work. I really do. And I hope y'all can see my face. Some of y'all don't want to see my face, because to some of y'all I'm too damn black and ugly. But that's okay.
She's been through some stuff, man. You know, I really do feel for her. Listen, I feel for this girl. You know, but the answer is not. This is not the answer. The answer is to turn to the Most High. Plead to the Most High. Beg Him to take the pain away from you. Ask Him for His forgiveness. Actually do what He wants to be done. Then He will start to tell you how you can look beautiful again. But until then, like, you can't expect anything. And don't put other people down just because you're down. That's not the answer, man. It's not. It's never been the answer. You going through what you did should only show you how it's not the answer. But I do understand her perspective. I do, because I've been there. Not for dark skinism, but for other ways. I've been, it's either us or them. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be in that way. I do that by the Spirit. It's the wicked versus the righteous. Now, of course, among the righteous, there is a hierarchy. That's why I made that video about the cats, the parable of the cat. There are healthy cats and stray cats. I love all cats, but I love stray cats more than I love, healthy cats who are full and they never knew pain. I care about the cats who have felt pain their whole life. So, that's how I judge people. I judge people based on, are you wicked or are you righteous? Then I will go to, well, who are you? Who are your forefathers? But we can still be cool. If you love the Most High, we're cool. But do I like you? Not necessarily. I can't necessarily be your brother if you're not my brother. I have to love my own first. I can't love you until we're restored. But anyway, I wanted to show you a little bit more cringe.
Let's be real, fam. This world, and particularly this country right now, isn't really good at giving black men second chances or even first ones. Since enslavement, our men have been seen as property, sexually deviant brutes with no humanity or tenderness to speak of. They've been portrayed as unfeeling caricatures and dismissed as emotionally unintelligent aggressors who only seek to pound their chests and assert their dominance while instilling fear in the hearts of their women and white counterparts. And the
Well, first of all, that is all of the European, indoctrination. Because we're more masculine than they are. So they have to demonize our masculinity. Like I was he in his last video, he brought out something from, I think, like the Talmud or some sort of Khazarian writing that the face rats with the small hats had, and they were talking about how we made their skin dark, and he was saying the Most High made their skin dark and shamefully elongated their junk area. I'm like, is this a compliment? Like, what the hell is this? This is weird. Is the Most High cursing us, or is he blessing us? Like, what the hell going on here? They don't see, like, this is propaganda, bro. No one who actually was living with them actually thought that. If they thought that, then they're an idiot. They believed in the propaganda the same way how everyone else believed in the propaganda regarding, colorism. It's always one thing or another. Yes, colorism has always been here, but it was amplified when the Europeans got here, because then they put everything on a scale. If you're closer to us, then you're good. The furthest you are away from looking like us, then you're evil or you're ugly and whatever. Why do you believe that? Who told you to believe that? You're choosing to believe that. You're still enslaved. Black only Israelites, you're still enslaved. Turn to the Most High and humble yourself. Stop listening to other people. Drink from your own cisterns, like Proverbs says.
The saddest part is many of our men have bought into this image of themselves. Black men are supposed to be things, not people, with the only exception being made for the Ivy League super articulate archetypes who are so...
See, these people, you classified all these people into one group of people just because they look a little bit similar. How does this so-called black person look like this one? This person doesn't look the same as this. This looks like a so-called black American. This looks like a so-called South African. I can tell just by looking at them. How are you going to classify all of everyone in the same group of people? This is confusion. But this is what Babylon is.
Exception being made
They
for the
show
Ivy
Barack
League
Obama,
super articulate archetypes,
you know,
who are so perfect.
Mr. half European, half ham. And you're acting like he's, you know, this pinnacle of black excellence. I hate that term, bro. Oh my God, it's just nigga nonsense. Who made that up? Black excellence? I think I saw it in a McDonald's commercial. You had a bunch of black people feasting at a McDonald's table with suits on, talking about, yeah, we black, excellent. Like, all this nigga nonsense. God damn, I hate this place.
Perfect in their presentation that even the mainstream has to begrudgingly acknowledge their black excellence. But then there was Kobe.
Oh, God. You guys are supposed to be Hebrew Israelites, and you're still latching on to blackness. I don't understand. I don't get it. If you can take one moment to look outside your circle, you will see that other people around the world are going through something pretty similar to you, and they don't look like you. I was going to review this video. I don't want to do this anymore, bro. Let me just go through this last thing. So my sister, she brought to my attention, because I don't know why she follows Trey Songz's Instagram. I think she just does it to make fun of him at this point. Because he's just completely sold his soul. So, you know, she kind of just does it to make fun of him, I guess. I don't know why she follows him. But look, you're going to notice something. You're going to see likes and comments, right? All throughout here. Likes, comments, likes and comments, right? Until we get here. Hold up, there's no comments. No comments. Comments here, comments here, comments here, comments here. He turned off the comments for this post. Well, let's see this post. When you click on this post, this is why he turned off the comments. Because he finally showed the mother of his son, and all the black women, they bombarded his Instagram, calling him a traitor and this and that. Calling her names. What is that? Is that jealousy? Or is that black excellence? I don't know. You tell me what it is. They're jealous. They are. They're jealous because he had a baby with someone who doesn't look like them. So he's pretty much letting them know, you never had a chance with me. I only like women who look like this. In their mind, that's what he said by marrying her. Or not marrying her, but having a child with her. Bunch of weirdos, bro. And this woman, like she has so-called Afro hair. She's not even a full white person. Or she's like Hispanic or something. I don't know what she is. But it's not like she's a full white person. She's probably like a mixed black person. And they still got tight. Because they're jealous. And let's read a little bit about envy and jealousy. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4. Charity suffereth long, and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up. So when you're talking about, oh, I know what black people go through, and I'm the only one who did this, you're puffing yourself up. You're vaunting yourself. You're envying. You're not long-suffering. You're none of these things. So you're a vessel of Satan. So what the hell am I listening to any of you for? You're no different from these insecure single mothers on Trey Songz's Instagram. You black-only Israelites, you're the same people. The difference is that you have a mitri or a dress on. Galatians chapter 5. Let me go to verse 21 because I'm getting tired. It's late. It's actually 12:09. Actually, let me just start from 19. It's not going to make any sense contextually. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, uh, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, etc. Of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in times past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God. You have to understand. You have to get all of these out of your system. You have to really do some self-reflecting and saying, hey, am I envying my brothers? Do I hate my brothers? Do I think that they're not my brothers? Why do I think that they're not my brothers? Is it for a real reason, or is it because, I have some sort of jealousy or hatred, or I just don't like them? I don't think they're worthy of it, even though they have probably more proof in Mexico that those people descend from Israelites than, anywhere else on earth. You can keep digging in Mesoamerica and still find things. You can dig forever. You will continue to find things. This is Mark chapter 7, verses 21 and 22. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts, idolatries, fornications, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. So covetousness is not necessarily envy, but it's in the realm of envy. But you are having an evil eye against your own brothers, saying, "Oh, those people are this, those people are that." You're interracially marrying, and race is a made-up concept. But you're supposed to be a Hebrew Israelite, and you're still using racial terms like black people. If you're not using it colloquially or just saying it just so people know who you're talking about, why are you using that term seriously? Why are you taking that term seriously? Nonsense, bro. Job chapter 5, verse 2. For wrath killeth the foolish man, and envy slayeth the silly one. Your envy and your jealousy is going to kill you. You're just going to eat yourself. Because that's what black only people do. First they went to all this black power stuff, and now they went to the dark skin stuff. And now they're going to go to, well, you have to be dark skinned and fat. Because skinny people, they have privileges that we don't. That's what they do. They eat themselves. Envious people eat themselves. Jealous people eat themselves. Prideful people eat themselves. Get rid of all that. None of it's good, bro. Throw it all away. Start over. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 30. A sound heart is the life of the flesh, but envy rottenness. Wait, sorry. Let me read that again. A sound heart is the life of the flesh, but envy the rottenness of the bones. Envy will rot you to your bones. You will be bitter like this person. Full of envy for people. Well, not really envy, but I can't explain it. It's insecurity. Right? She's just displaying it in a different way. And again, I feel bad for anyone like this, because we all have issues similar to her. It's just in different ways. So that's all I have for now, or for today. We gotta pray for these people, man. Listen, man. I don't hate anyone. I understand. We've been through hard times. But please do not take it out on your brothers. That is not the way to go. You're not pleasing anyone by doing that. I hope this has edified you. I hope that this has given anyone who wasn't necessarily edified, but given them more context. Shalom.